Hello, hello, welcome back to the Craft Scraps. I am Lauren, and today we are doing probably my favorite thing. I have so many videos on this, but honestly, they are my favorite thing to do because they're easy, they're cheap and super affordable, and they're fast. So today we are going to be making some wine glasses. So these are, of course, wedding themed because that is the theme of my channel for the next couple of months. So these are some cute Mr. and Mrs. wine glasses. The wine glasses themselves are from the Dollar Tree because the Dollar Tree is just the best. And they have the best wine glasses ever. Like, ever. They're the best. So those are the glasses we're going to be using. The vinyl I'm going to be using today is permanent black and permanent white. Both of them are Oracle 651, and the transfer tape I'm going to be using is my Expressions masking transfer tape. So this I get from Auntie Tay. As always, you can use my code TheCraftScraps to get a little bit of a discount. And I think that's pretty much all you're going to need for this video. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video when I post it. And I'm posting a lot right now, guys. The amount of projects I have in the queue is aggressive, but I'm super excited. I got a new camera. I've said that already, but I'm so excited. Okay, let's get into the craft. Okay, so for my wine glasses, I'm going to be using a SVG that I got from Auntie Tay. You do have to be a member to access her SVGs for free, but she has so many. But this SVG is simple enough. You could also just, type it out yourself. For me, I'm going to come over here to upload, and I am going to use her Mr. and Mrs. bundle here. So I've already uploaded it. If you want to know how to upload an image, I'll show you really quick. So I've come over here to her SVG hub. This is where all of her wedding SVGs are. So if you do become a member, you get access to all of these for free. This is not sponsored by her, but just thought I'd mention. So her Mr. and Mrs. bundle is right over here. So I'm just going to click it, and it came right down here into my downloads. I'm just going to open it up. So it's right here in my downloads, and then you can move it wherever you want. So then I'm going to come back to Design Space, and I already have it uploaded, but if you needed to upload something, you just come to Upload Image, click Browse, and then for me, I'm in my wedding campaign folder, but it would just be in my downloads here. I'd click on it and click Open. All right, I'll find it. Oh, here it is. So I just click on it, click Open. You can see it's going to be saved as a cut image, and click upload. And now it is in our upload, so we can put it onto our mat. I'm just going to click on it, click insert images. And you can see I already had one on my mat, so this looks crazy. So here we are. All right, so now that we have our SVGs ready to go, well, almost ready to go. So a couple of things. One, we can see over here that everything is separated, so nothing is welded together. So that's actually a good thing because I want to get rid of this and sign or the ampersand because these are going on two separate glasses, so I don't necessarily need the and. Also, I realize this Mrs. over here does not have a period, so I'm just going to click on the Mr. period, come over here, click duplicate, and there we go. Now I want to select these individually and weld them together, so now it's one cohesive word. They're not separate letters. So see over here how this letter is separated. So if I just hold down, drag my mouse to select everything, and come over here and click weld, now everything is welded together, and you can see over here the weld result is everything is now attached to each other. Last thing we need to do is size these. So for me, for a wine glass, I usually like to be pretty conservative, make them a little bit smaller, only because when you're putting vinyl onto curved surfaces, it can sometimes get tricky, and especially with a word like this or a design that has so many curved surfaces, it can get challenging. So to size our image, I just unlocked this little lock here. So there's reason for that is because if I don't unlock that, I'm limited to how I'm able to manipulate or size the image. But if I unlock it, I can basically manipulate it however I want. So for me, I like to do about, let's see, about 3 by 3 I think is usually a pretty good size. And actually I'm going to just go a little bit smaller just for good measure. And to make sure I get these the same size, I'm going to put the misses right over this. And then size from there. So that way they're going to be the exact same size. And actually the very last thing we need to do is I want to cut out the misses in white and I want to cut out the mister in black. So I need to change the misses to white so that my Cricut machine knows we want to cut it out of a different color than this black. So to do that, I'm just selecting the word, coming over here to this little color palette, clicking that, and you see you can choose any color you want. And so this I am going to be cutting out in white. So I'm going to click white. And now you can see we have our 2 different colors here. So I can come over here to make it. And now we have our 2 different color mats. So I have my white mat here and my black mat here. All right, so now we're ready to go. We can click continue. My design space is going to find my machine up here. I'm using my Maker, but you could definitely use an Explorer Air 2 or some other cutting machine. I'm going to be cutting this out of just plain old vinyl. So I'm going to click my vinyl setting. If you don't have a favorites set up here, you can come over to browse materials, and it's set up like this that I'm able to click it in design space to browse because I'm using a Maker. But if you're using an Explorer Air 2, all you have to do is turn your dial to the vinyl setting. And then I would just search for vinyl, and there's a gazillion different kinds of vinyls that you can cut. I'm just doing regular old white vinyl, so we're good to go. Cut settings are set. So now I'll switch you guys over to the camera so you can see how we're going to make it. All right, so for my materials, I'm going to be using this piece of, this is like a scrap piece of Oracle 651 vinyl. So this is permanent vinyl, and I have this beautiful brand new roll of the same thing, just in white. So this I got from Auntie Tay. She not only has a bunch of SVGs and stuff, but tons of vinyl and materials as well. I'm just gonna cut a piece of this off, and you guys, I'm using my brand new camera to record this, so I am very, very excited. So I hope the quality and everything is good. It's a little less aggressive than my husband's camera, and that's what I needed. My husband's camera compared to this one is an actual monster. So we have our materials ready to go. These are the glasses I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using these just dollar store, good old dollar store. Can't get any better than this, honestly. So while I'm cutting and weeding my vinyl, I'm just going to clean them with some rubbing alcohol just to get any dirt, grime, you know, all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finish this video and start editing so I can see what it looks like. Some ASMR. Or that's really annoying people. I don't know. People, I don't know. I can't. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to put my black vinyl on my mat. Scrape it down. And I'm just using the blue light grip mat. It's my go-to mat. I really only use this one. And so we can insert our mat, and we know we can insert it because our air light is blinking. And our Cricut light will start blinking shortly. And now we press that, and this will start to cut. Alright, we can unload our mat. Alright, and so now I'm going to put my white vinyl on the mat. And insert our mat. And cut. Alright, so we can unload our mat, move our machine out of the way. We are done with that. Alright, and so now I have both of my pieces of vinyl, and so now all we need to do is weed out the design, or basically get rid of all of the excess vinyl, so we will just be left with our Mr. and Mrs. So I will start with the black. So to do this, I like to just kind of pick up a corner and just kind of peel it away. Alright, so you can see we're left with our Mr. And for our Mrs., it's going to be on this white vinyl. And again, I'm just going to pick up a corner. Oh, that's upside down. Do it this way. Pick up a corner and just pull away the vinyl. Alright, so now we're left with our Mrs. So I'm just going to weed out the little middles in this S. And then the R. And same with this. It got stuck. There we go. Alright, so we have our Mr. and our Mrs. Alright, so now is the fun part. We get to actually put them onto our glasses. So to do that, we need transfer tape. This is my tried and true masking transfer tape. It is my go-to. This is the Expressions vinyl transfer tape that Auntie Tay sent to me, but of course you can get it from multiple other sources as well. If you do want to get it from Auntie Tay, you can use my code TheCraftsCrafts to get a little discount for yourself. So I'm just going to pull off a piece. Alright, so I'm pulling off a piece. Alright, so I'll start with the Mr. So all I'm going to do is, I need my scraper, I'm going to put my transfer tape on top. Alright, and so once it's on there, I'm just going to scrape it down. Alright, so once it's scraped on there, then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to peel the backing off. So instead of like taking the transfer tape off this way, I like to flip it over and more peel the backing off of the transfer tape, or the backing off of the vinyl. You'll see what I mean. So I'm just gonna peel the backing off. All right, so you see it's ready to go. All right, so now we have our vinyl on our transfer tape. So now we are just going to place it on our glass. So I'm gonna try and do this as best as I can so you guys can see it. So a couple of things before I do this. So with this transfer tape, I am going to trim as close to the design as possible. It just makes it a little bit easier to get this large of a design on the glass without any bubbles. And also, so I can get rid of that. And also, I'm just going to cut a few slits into the design, and this will help me also get it to adhere with limited bubblage. Alright, so I'm just going to start. So where I like to put it is I don't want it too close to the lip because I don't want someone's like mouth necessarily touching this. Hopefully they'll drink from the other side, right? But I like to kind of put it like an inch or so down from the glass. And I'm going to stick the middle first. So I'm just pressing it down, and then I'm going to kind of work my way out just to make sure I don't get any bubbles. So now that I have the middle down, I'm just going to take my scraper and just kind of smooth it out as best as I can. But actually sometimes I feel like it's just easier with my fingers because I can kind of feel like what's happening to the vinyl. Alright, so I have that side down, so now I'm going to work my way over to this side. And I'm just kind of like following the shape of the letter. And so now I'll do the R. Alright, so now that I have everything down, I'm going to go back with my scraper and really scrape everything down. I definitely recommend using the scraper as much as you can while the transfer tape is still on it, just so you don't scratch or ruin the vinyl. Alright, and so now I have everything scraped down good, so now we can just peel off our transfer tape. And how I like to do this is I like to kind of like press and peel. You guys, we live in a neighborhood with so many dogs, and they're like always barking at some point, so I apologize if you can hear that. Alright, so we have our first cute little Mr. Wine Glass. Alright, so now we are going to repeat that same process for our misses. So again, I'm going to go back to get a new piece of transfer tape. I know I am wasting transfer tape here, but that other piece I had cut into slits, so it wasn't going to be big enough anyway, so please don't get mad. Alright, so I have my misses, so I'm just going to do the same thing, put my transfer tape on, peel off the transfer tape. Alright, and same thing, I'm going to try to make sure I get these at the same height. Alright, so I'm going to press down the middle first, and then work my way out. I just realized I didn't trim this piece of transfer tape, but that's okay. We'll be okay. So I'm just going to get the M down. Once I get the M down, I'll be good to go. The M is just huge. Alright. Alright, so I got the M down. So now I'm going to just finish off the S and the R. And again, I'm just using my fingers this whole time. I just feel like it's easier to feel like what the vinyl is doing. And then we can go back with our scraper and really make sure everything's nice and adhered and smooth. Alright, and so now again we can peel off our transfer tape. Alright, so just pressing and peeling. Alright, so we have our super cute Mr. and Mrs. wine glasses. I love how these turned out. Like, this super clean, simple design is so freaking cute. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope my new camera is doing the video justice. As always, make sure you like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and as always, happy crafting. Cheers!